What's up, guys? Welcome once again to the Save Continue Newscast. My name is Ryan Robinson. With me are Tom Shelby,
Hello.
Shanae Howard.
Sup?
Every week we get together with news stories from the previous week that we wanted to share with you. This week we have stories from the week of May 6th through May 10th of 2017. First up, we have CD Projekt Red news.
Yeah, so an unnamed hacker group apparently has come across early game files for Cyberpunk 2077 and is asking for money to not publish said information. CD Projekt Red came out later in the week with a little message basically saying that it's kind of outdated assets anyways, and they're not going to pay anybody to, keep the lid on it.
In short, CD Projekt Red does not negotiate with terrorists.
I was gonna make a joke.
Yeah. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck.
Next up, what's going on with Bully 2?
So, Bully 2, there was a Game Informer listing for a title called Bully 2, Kevin's Backjack. Game Informer has since put up a tweet saying that it was a mistake, that there is no confirmation on anything having to do with Bully 2. They've been asked since why they put up that listing, and they have not given an answer. They're looking into it.
Someone's getting fired.
Maybe, or a stern talking to. What happened at the Pokemon Direct?
Okay, so one, probably the shortest Direct ever.
Yep.
Like shorter than the Fire Emblem Direct that we got.
Yep.
So we got Pokemon Tournament DX, which adds 5 playable characters, all of which are characters playable in the arcade version of Pokemon Tournament. So it seems like a port of the arcade version. We've got Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which have a different story than Sun and Moon. So, sequel? I don't know. Maybe?
I guess. Because it's just called Ultra Sun and Moon, right?
Yeah. Or as a lot of Pokemon fans are calling it, just Ultra Salty.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Silver and Gold are coming to Virtual Console.
That's nice.
So, no new games. I guess Sun and Moon are kind of new games. It's a different story. It's not the same thing you played through. But,
sure.
Yeah.
I bet they're similar enough, though.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Some Xbox numbers?
Yeah, so do you guys see Microsoft and Sony kind of going at it this week?
Yeah.
So Sony basically came out and said we are standing our ground, not supporting backwards compatibility. Our numbers show that if we were to do it, it's not lucrative enough. People say they want it, but they really don't want it. An outside group, I forget their name, did a study on the playtime for Xbox One backwards compatibility games. 1.5% of playtime on Xbox One is backwards compatible games, which is very little.
Yeah.
But also, so it seems like Sony was right. Xbox then comes out and says, "Oh well, this is how many hours were played of all these games," and it seems like a big number, but they're not disputing this number.
Sure.
They're just trying to spin it in a more positive light.
But
obviously.
But also, to be fair, Black Ops 2 is charting again thanks to backwards compatibility.
Sure.
So,
I mean, I'll say this about Xbox One backwards compatibility: is one of the old games is always in their top sales for that month.
Sure.
Just no one's playing them. People are buying them, but they're not playing them.
Yeah. Want to talk a little bit about EA?
Yeah. So EA's keynote was yesterday. We did not cover it. We will be covering the majority of the other keynotes.
Yeah.
Madden Story Mode.
Okay.
FIFA Story Mode Part 2, like a continuation of the same guy.
They didn't bring him. They didn't bring him out on stage this time.
Right. Hazelight, the developers of Brothers. Okay, so it's the developers of Brothers, but they didn't have that studio name until EA picked them up.
Right.
They're releasing a game called A Way Out.
A Way Out, and
yes.
it's only split screen.
That's not true. It is also multiplayer online. Although the developers said that they do prefer that you play it local co-op.
Well, I mean, it's still split screen, so when you play it online, you still see the other player's screen on your screen.
Really?
So it's only split screen.
That I did not know.
That
Yeah.
sounds...
That's news to me.
Well, yeah, and we looked at we watched their what I guess would be a gameplay trailer sort of thing.
yeah, they showed a lot of the game.
Yeah.
They showed a significant amount
Yeah,
of that game.
because like you have to play with somebody else. Like there's no AI. Like but it's still gonna be split screen even if you play online.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew you had to play with somebody else. I knew it was multiplayer only. I did not know that it was split screen regardless of how you were playing. Seems kind of weird.
Yeah.
But it could be interesting. It could be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Like, you get the feeling of like local co-op, even if you are like, say, like you two want to play and you both want to be at your houses in your boxers. Not that that would stop you from being in person or all like other places.
Sure.
But still.
I mean, Brothers was a fantastic game, and you can definitely see the influence here.
we also saw Need for Speed.
Yeah.
Need for Speed, I think, is looking pretty cool.
It does look very cool. A lot of Burnout vibes.
Yeah. Then what else? They showed us a lot of Battlefront,
BioWare's new IP is called Anthem. We know very little about it,
except for the name.
and that it will be at Microsoft's conference today.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yeah. So I think yeah.
They mentioned Scorpio
Yeah.
when talking about Madden, but there were also PlayStation splash screens on almost every demo they showed.
Yeah. But just remember, Tom, Madden has never looked this good.
Right. Well, it's on the Frostbite engine now, which is weird.
Yeah.
But FIFA has been for a couple years now as well.
Yeah.
We saw NBA Live is back.
Mm.
Second revival.
Yeah.
We'll see how that
They're
does.
trying again.
We'll see how that does.
See.
And yeah, half an hour of Battlefront 2, no mention of Visceral's Star Wars game.
Yeah. Battlefront's looking pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll definitely pick it up this time around, I think.
Also, like, you were right, they do show first-person footage, but during the gameplay demo, it is literally all third-person, which
Yeah.
is kind of strange.
Yeah, and I chalk that up mostly to just player preference.
Yeah. Well, all 40 of those people preferred to play third-person?
Maybe that's how the elite players play it. I don't know.
The dangerously elite.
Yes. So speaking of, never mind.
Boring conference overall.
Yeah, it was just
Still significantly better than last year.
yeah. That they brought out that drum line for the Madden, so
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
yeah. So what's up with Kingdom Hearts 3?
So there's now there is a new Japanese gameplay trailer, and that's super exciting. I'm not gonna really go over it too much right now, but I'm always gonna be hyped about Kingdom Hearts. Always.
Well, you know, Goofy guaranteed it would come out 2 years ago.
Yeah, he did do that.
Well, Goofy's not in charge of those things.
Yeah.
I
His
feel like
name
he
is
is.
Goofy.
He's kind of the mascot of the Kingdom Hearts, right?
They need to
No.
put a date on that shit.
Yeah.
Like, tomorrow, they need to put a date on it.
Yeah.
It's been long enough that it needs a date.
I
at
mean,
this
it's
point.
been talked about for the last 12 years, but they've only really been working on it the last like 2-3 years, and
No, dude, they've been working on it a lot longer than that.
been really working on it. Like,
like really trying hard. I think though that even 2 to 3 years though, that's enough time to put a date on something.
I don't know. I'm fine with it. I'm fine being patient. I've waited long enough.
Sure, you've waited since the PlayStation 2.
I have waited for the last 12 years. I have waited for the last 12 years.
It's your time.
And I will continue to wait and hold a vigil for it.
And I'll say this, everything I've seen of the game looks awesome. Like,
Yeah.
it looks fantastic. But
That's why-
goddamn, Square.
Yeah. They like to announce their games 20 years before they come out, so
Yeah.
what's up with Monster Hunter?
So Monster Hunter World is now trademark in the U.S., and so that's pretty exciting.
Monster Hunter World, huh?
Now, it's of course important to note that just because a trademark has been filed doesn't necessarily mean that the project is gonna come to fruition.
Sure.
That
Very
being
frequently.
that being said, though, it is an exciting prospect.
Yes.
I've been waiting to play some more new Monster Hunter for some time now. So
Well, Double Cross was Japan exclusive until now,
yeah,
so you'll get to play that.
yeah. Let's see. So I talked to you about this last night, Tom, and you actually kind of thought I was joking. Agents of Mayhem.
Yeah.
They're bringing Johnny Gat into the game. GameStop exclusive pre-order bonus.
I don't need Johnny Gat in there.
But a lot of people seem to like that guy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and of course, kind of really reinforces that this is basically Saints Row. And I watched the trailer showcasing Johnny Gat like the other day, and I was like, this looks like a Saints Row game.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was because Johnny Gat was there, but it's still kind of.
I mean, from the reveal of it, people were tying it to Saints Row.
Yeah.
It's very obviously in the same universe, and we knew that day one.
Yeah. Also, for some reason, Bubsy's coming back.
Yeah.
Because people want their Bubsy.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Since people, Shanae, you were wrong. People don't want their Bubsy. Nobody thought that game was good. When it was most popular, nobody thought it was good.
Yeah.
I will say this. It's from the guys that developed the last two Gianna Sisters games, which were not bad. It will probably be the best Bubsy game.
So it's coming from the original publisher Accolade, who I haven't heard Accolade since I was like 9 years old.
Yeah.
But they are promising that this is going to be the best Bubsy ever. Whatever that means, that's a really low bar to set.
If it is as good as the Gianna Sister games, it will be the best Bubsy ever.
All right, so there's been so many games out that like Duke Nukem and like things have gotten like a revamp or like a new one after a long time.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you know what? And like a lot of those didn't go well because people had high expectations. But no one has any expectations for Bubsy. I
That's
think
true.
this is a
Yeah,
great move.
that's true.
So I think
this is a smart.
So
like,
I guess by that
let's
logic,
pick a
Bubsy
terrible-
could be a great game.
Let's do a terrible game and make it good, or at least mediocre, and everybody will love it.
Yeah. So the new Bubsy game titled Bubsy: The Woolies Strike Back is slated for sometime this fall. No date given, but I'm sure.
Good fall release. That's a smart idea.
Yeah, right.
I mean, those last two Gianna games were pumped out pretty quickly. Doesn't take them that long, and it looks very much in the same vein of those games.
Yeah. So I'm sure Shanae will keep her eyes peeled for that one. Let's see. Okay, so apparently the game Everything actually actually qualifies to win an Oscar.
It won't, but that's cool.
Yeah, so if a game can play itself, it can be classified as an animated film. So it actually won in a jury prize in animation. So on that basis of it kind of being classified as an animated film, if it can just be played by itself, qualifies for an Oscar. Like Tom said, it won't win an Oscar.
Well, and I just don't know why they would nominate that like for animation. The animation of Everything is not that great.
Yeah.
It's something new and different.
But if a video game does win an Oscar, it will be an historic moment.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's going to happen anytime within the next decade or so.
No.
Anyway, that's the news for this week, guys. If you have any stories that you want to pass along to us, email us at safecontinuepodcast@gmail.com. Drop us a line on Facebook at our Safe Continue podcast page. My name is Ryan Robinson.
We're on the YouTube now.
We're on the tubes. Check this
On the
newscast out
tubes.
on YouTube. Actually, later today,
Yeah.
whenever that is. My name is Ryan Robinson. This is Tom Shelby.
Bye-bye.
That's Shanae Howard.
Bye.
See you next week.